Smithfield traffic, Diamond 107, Tango X-ray, taxi and Juliet to 31 Smithfield.
This is hotel. I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, wait a minute.
you know these better than anybody on the airport. One trick about the Diamond is people often like to ride the brakes a little, and so use the minimum power required, and then you don't have to kind of hold the brakes all the way down. You're pretty well centered. I like that.
Was.
But a lot of times I'll look over and people will be hanging out at 1500 RPM and just ride the brakes all the way there. And you can actually do it smoothly, but of course it's not the best procedure and will wear out the brakes and all that. And since it says calm, but I'm seeing the flag over there, I'd recommend let's cross and do our run up on the other side.
Okay. TN 476.
I can't tell. I'd go ahead and just announce what you're planning to do.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond 107, Tango X-ray crossing approach in at 31 Smithfield.
And you can do a comfortable speed. I just wanted to make sure we weren't riding the brakes. So.
Oh, no, he's going to come.
He'll get in position, and then by the time we clear, I'll be all set. Flare on final.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond 107, Tango X-ray, clear all runways.
Alright, and now by the time we get over here, it's usually above that red line, even in the winter time, so good position.
Okay, throttle up, got the brakes.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond 212, Delta X-ray is departing, runway 31 to the southwest. Smithfield.
Okay, magneto check. Left. Back to both. Right. Back to both. Gauges over half. Off the red. Good, good, good. Controls are clear, mixture's rich, alternate air is off, fuel shutoff valve in and locked, flaps to take off, fuel pump is already on, ignition's back to both, lights are on, heading indicator, cameras off, trimmed to neutral, no warning lights on, circuit breakers all in.
And you've seen what they look like when they pop?
Yeah, the white ring.
Yeah, get that white ring up there.
Yep. Okay.
What I'm going to suggest is we're going to take off out of Smithfield and head up to DeKalb. We can use pilotage. We're going to look for Parkview and then follow I-69 on in. Let's go ahead and get our radio set up. That way you don't have to fumble with them in the air. We want 124.15, so we can put that in the bottom radio.
Oops.
Maybe that left knob. So
What was that?
124.15. So the big knob does big numbers, little knob does little numbers.
Been a while since I've done that.
Yep. So we want 124.15. So keep going down to the left. There's 15. And then the Unicom at DeKalb is 1230. So we can put that in our top radio.
1230.
Yep. Perfect. So what I was thinking, we'll take off, do some simple navigation, enter the pattern, and then since we're at DeKalb, we can do some touch and goes and kind of get comfortable with it. On the way up, we'll practice some maneuvering and slow flight and get you prepared, see where you're at. If we need to do more maneuvering, that's fine, and then we'll do as many touch and goes as we can at DeKalb.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep.
All right. You got this working the way you want it?
Yep.
Okay.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond Star 2 Delta Sierra is about 2 miles north-northeast, and we'll be entering crosswind Smithfield 3-1.
Remember your speeds for takeoff?
60.
68 is our climb out, and then after we raise flaps, 75.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond 107, Tango X-ray, taking off 3-1, Smithfield. You said this one takes off faster?
Yeah, it'll get up and then climb pretty good too.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond Star 2 Delta Sierra, and we're about a half mile north of the airport. We're watching for the departing Diamond. We have you in sight.
Go ahead and commit to full power.
Airspeed's alive.
There's 44, you can raise your nose. A little more nose, there you go. I want to go to 68.
Yeah, there's the D20 departing. Yeah.
A little higher so we get to 68. There we go, so we get about 1,000 feet a minute out of it. I'm going to adjust your squelch a little bit. There, so it's not so much background noise. A little bit nose high, a little more high, a little higher, I mean. And we're coming through 400 feet, so you can raise the flaps.
Turning downwind, Smithfield 3-1.
You talk, I need to adjust.
Check.
Okay.
Okay. We'll do a big right-hand turn over towards DeKalb. And let's go at 1,800 feet.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond Star 2 Delta Sierra is turning base, Smithfield 3-1. Full stop.
And we need to turn over to the EC Parkview, the big brown building. If you head just a little bit north of that, that'll put us in a great position to follow I-69. Good.
It's gotten a little high.
Yep, so to level off, get about that hand width between the white nose and the horizon, a little lower than what you've got right now. And we can pull the power back to 21 or 2,000 RPM. Just let it cruise. And then the trim is, of course, on your thumb. Smithfield traffic, Diamond 107, Tango X-ray, departing the pattern to the north. And let's go a little bit more towards the highway. I want to be able to track it just for practice. One of the things I like to do is have people start their pilotage navigation by following I-69 and identifying DeKalb Airport. So you see I-69 just on this side of the highway?
Yeah.
Or this side of the building?
Yeah.
Basically, it heads straight north and does a little zigzag, and then when it starts to straighten out, that's kind of our target to start looking for DeKalb. Okay, now that we're leaving the pattern, normally we could do our cruise checklist, fuel pump off, landing light off, but we're going to enter right back into the pattern, so I'm going to let you leave those on.
Okay.
So go ahead and focus on leveling at 1800. We're going to use that when we enter the pattern. And we're going to follow up towards the highway and start following along the highway. Goes a hawk down there.
Can we go right over it or next to it?
Yeah, right over it would be great.
Yeah.
And we're going to start by doing a traffic pattern and just a low approach. We're not going to land. Just kind of work on that sequence of events that we're going to go through. The standard traffic pattern is depicted in the checklist, so if that's something you have on your phone to study at home, just kind of keep it top of mind to refresh. That'd be a good idea. I usually have people take a picture of it and they can sit at home, eat breakfast, and look at the pattern. So you see the little squiggly part of I-69, and then you have the red and white tower. That red and white tower is usually where I have them call inbound to DeKalb. So we are about 5 miles south right now. I think the tower is somewhere like 3. This is a good waypoint for us. And while we do this, why don't we get the weather and switch frequencies to DeKalb. We can flip-flop this one, and then flip-flop that one. And then in order to listen, we have to press COM2.
6, visibility, 10, ceiling, 5,500. Broken, temperature, 6 Celsius. Dew point, -7, altimeter, 3035. Auburn, DeKalb County Airport. Automated weather observation, 194 Zulu, weather, wind, 310 at 7, visibility, 10, ceiling, 5.
310.
Okay, so runway 27 sounds good. We're going to keep following I-69, and that'll bring us right into a downwind. Do you see the airport buildings? The hangars are all in a row?
Yeah.
Good. And this is also great because as we fly in, we can kind of see how much wind correction we're going to need on base. You get an idea for what the winds are doing. Yeah, this is 3 miles.
Tango, inbound, 10 miles to the south, Kokomo.
Do you want to handle radios, or do you want me to handle it for a minute?
Go ahead and do it for a minute so I get acclimated again.
Sure. DeKalb traffic, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray, 3 miles to the south for left traffic 27 DeKalb. I see somebody taking off at DeKalb. I didn't hear them, but we'll keep listening.
DeKalb traffic climbing up to 3,000, just leaving the airport here. That's Sirius 140 Alpha Foxtrot.
You start making your right-hand turn. If you put yourself over this road, that's a good target for the first time. I want you to base it on the runway in the future, but for this one, if you turn to the right now, we got to get turning. This will put you on a good downwind spacing. DeKalb traffic, Diamond 7 Tango X-ray, left downwind runway 27. Good, so do you remember the target for where you want the wing to hit the runway?
Numbers.
Well, usually you want between that stall strip and the landing light is where you want that runway to be hitting your wing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's if you're at pattern altitude. We're slightly low, but that's okay. You are correct. Once we get across from the numbers, that's where we're going to start all our process for landing. A little bit farther here, and we can start by pulling the power back to 1400. And take your time, just let it settle. It stumbles a little bit. These engines always do that when you pull the power back. When we're below 100, you can do first notch of flaps. And we're looking for 80 here, 80, 70, 60. I see you trimming, that's great. We want to use it as much as possible. Just slightly lower to stay at 80 so we don't slow it up any farther. There you go, this is comfortable. Now you can make your left turn here on base. And I want to keep you at 70 for now, so don't slow it up any more than this. This is a good nose position. When you look out front, this is about what you want to see. DeKalb traffic, Diamond 7 Tango X-ray, left base runway 27. And roll wings level. And we can put in full flaps now. I don't see anybody on final. Ooh, a little bump of wind there. Go ahead and start your turn to final. And we're looking for 60 to 65 here. And we're not going to land, I'm just going to have you do a low approach, practice holding the center line. DeKalb traffic, Diamond 7 Tango X-ray, final runway 27, low approach. We're just ever so slightly slow. If you release some of that back pressure, we can get to, there you go, 60 to 65.
Too low.
And I think you could use a little bit more trim to keep that nose up for you.
Wrong way. Backwards.
A lot of people do. Lower that nose, we don't want to go any slower. There you go. This is the pitch attitude you're looking for. It should be a little bit lower than our normal cruise. And I'm going to have you keep the power just like it is or slightly more so we can hold our altitude. Right, a little more power. Right there. This is enough. We're just going to practice flying straight down the runway, holding that center line. And anytime we do a go around, we're going to do power up, pitch up, clean up. That's what we're going to do here in a minute. Go ahead and go full power. Pitch ups till the nose touches the horizon. Make sure you're getting a positive rate of climb, and then you can clean up. Let's get one notch of flaps out. Not bad. We could use just a little more right rudder, but overall you're doing great. A state trooper down there ready to ruin someone's day. There's your 400 feet. You can raise your flaps. Oh, I shouldn't say that about police officers. And let's make our left-hand turn. We'll do this pattern at 1,800 feet. My brother came to visit this weekend and he got a speeding ticket by a state police officer on I-69.
Hello, traffic, Aero 3933 Tango, turning left, downwind 23, Kokomo.
There you go. One of the tricks is people don't lower the nose enough. You have to have that hand width below the horizon before it really will level off. DeKalb traffic, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray, turning left downwind runway 27. So So far, so good. Any comments on that procedure? You feel starting to get back into it?
A little bit.
A little
Still
bit?
Nerves are still getting me.
All right. So, 4 o'clock. So I like your spacing. This is pretty good. Where does it look like the wing's hitting the runway?
Need to go
I'm just curious, where does it look like for you?
right on, just in between.
Okay, perfect. I can't really tell from my side what other people see, so. Okay, when we get to the numbers, what's our first step?
Full power back.
To what?
14.
14, yep. I like to be as precise as possible. Exactly 14.
First notch of flaps when it's under 100.
Good. And so I want you to look outside, see where this nose is. This is about right? Maybe slightly lower. Right there. Kind of get a comfortable feel for it. That way we can just instinctually know without having to chase the gauges all the time. I think we're about 45 degrees, but not quite. We'll go a little bit farther. And that's about 45. You can start your left-hand turn. And what speed are we looking for here?
70.
Yep, 80, 70, 60. So we're on the 70 for base. Some people wait until final to put full flaps, but I like to configure with flaps here. Good, again, trim it so it stays put. I don't want you to have to fight it very much. I don't see anybody coming on final. You're a little slow, so let that nose come down. And we start turning on final, and we look a little, might be sinking a little too much there, just a little bit of power. Good. On target. DeKalb traffic, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray, final runway 27. So take a deep breath, you're doing great. We're just going to hold the center line 60 to 65. You're slightly fast, so a little bit more back pressure right there. And I like, you've got it trimmed just one notch up, and that's usually right about the perfect spot. No slower than this. I need you to lower your nose and add a little bit of power. There you go, get it back to the slide slope. Alright, go ahead and come all the way back to idle. And we can't raise the nose, we have to let it come down to the runway, all the way to idle. There it goes, let it stay. Now look out at the end, raise the nose. Okay, I got the controls. So look out at the nose, see how I'm bringing the nose up to touch it?
Yeah.
And I just want to bleed off that speed, nice and easy, till it rides it on. And I get that stick into the wind just a little bit, that way it holds me. You've got the controls. I'm going to have you hold this center line with your feet, and we're going to exit on alpha. We're going to cross and come to a complete stop on the other side. DeKalb traffic, Diamond 7 Tango X-ray, clear of runway 27 at Alpha. Come to a complete stop here. And we're going to reset the plane with flaps up, lights as required. And then we're going to back taxi on Alpha and we can chat on the way.
And that's 27?
27.
DeKalb County, 7 Tango X-ray, taxi and Alpha to approaching 27.
Alright, and now you feel how we're like holding it back with the brakes, so just come back on that throttle a little bit, it'll be a lot more comfortable. So, your traffic pattern is pretty good. We were at 1,800 feet, you hit the rhythm of your speeds. We got a little bit slow on final, and we were fixing that. And then when we finally did touch down, we were just a little late on that flare. So your airspeed control is fine. We're going to keep improving it, but we just had to start our flare a little bit early. Your speed of the flare was okay. We just need to get the timing of it.
Okay.
So part of it is because we had a weird approach, we were coming low and slow, it kind of threw off our sequence of events there. So we'll do another one, but we're going to try and bring ourselves in a little bit higher, give you more room to work with.
Okay.
They got quite a few hangars over here.
Yeah, they do.
Although I think I've seen this one, every time it's open, just has trucks in it. They got that nice giant hangar, and it's full of plow trucks. Let's come to a complete stop, and let's pop out that checklist real quick. I want to look at the pattern one. If you go 2 over, right there, so before takeoff, you can just use the abbreviated one. Fuel pump on.
On, flap off. All heading indicator.
That looks like we're about 5 degrees off or so. Yep, and some of them are sticky, so if you release, it doesn't actually come out. So I always give it a little pull just to make sure it actually released. Otherwise, when you're turning it, it won't be working.
Okay.
So I think 476 Delta Charlie is that way. You just have to give it a little pull. It's very typical of these style. Okay, so we could do another pattern here and keep practicing, or if you'd like to go out and do a little bit more maneuvering, it's up to you. I know you have a lot of experience before coming to me, so I want to kind of tailor it to what you feel like you want.
Honestly, it seems like right now my landings have the issue.
Yeah, okay. Why don't we work on the pattern? We're going to hold that 1,800 feet, and I'll talk you through a few more of them and see if we can get in the rhythm for that timing on the flare.
Okay.
Okay?
Cap County Diamond 107 Tango X-ray taking off 27, remaining in pattern.
There's 44, you can raise the nose, and we're flying. And we're pitching for 68 here, so you're pretty close already. Very good. And if you'd like, why don't we go all the way to 1,800 and then make that turn? Just so we don't have to do the turn and level off at once. I like to start people out that way.
Hello, traffic, 336 Tango, turning crosswind, 23, Kokomo.
There we go. So there's 1,800 pitch, power, bring it to 2,000. And the trim should be close. Start your left-hand turn.
Cap County Diamond 107 Tango X-ray, turning left crosswind for runway 27, DeKalb.
Hello, traffic, Aero 336 Tango, turning left.
Diamond 107 Tango X-ray, turning left downwind for runway 27 DeKalb.
Looking good. We're right on target for altitude, and I like the spacing as well.
Henry County traffic, Mentor 638 Tango Delta, left crosswind for 28.
There we go. Cross from it.
Down to 14. Under 100, first set of flaps.
A little bit slow. And I think we're 45 past it, so you can make your base turn here. We're looking for 70 on the base leg.
DeKalb County, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray, left base for runway 27 DeKalb.
Clear on final.
DeKalb County, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray on final for runway 27 DeKalb.
Alright, try and get it trimmed out so it stays. Usually you'll end up with one notch above neutral on final. That way if you let go, it's gonna pretty much groove right at 60 to 65. You're looking great so far. Just a little power to make sure we make it. There you go. Don't raise the nose. I want you to lock the nose down as you pull off power. All the way off power. Gently raise it, raise it, raise it. Keep it up, 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 up. Hold it up. Okay. As long as you have the nose up, you're safe. And well, you can't hurt the nose gear as long as you have it up. Okay? I got your flaps. Why don't we go around? You can go full power. Be ready with some right rudder and aileron. A little more right rudder as you rotate. There you go.
Still a little rough, but better. I think.
Yeah, we're just got to work on the timing is all.
It just seems like we're coming in so fast. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Maybe it's just my perception.
Yeah, maybe just... We're a little faster than Airport 24.
Yeah.
So part of it is, you know, you're always going to have different winds and ground speeds, but you got to trust that instrument, trust your airspeed. So we're looking for that 60 to 65, and on short funnel, you tend to be flirting with 55.
4913 uniforms departing 27 DeKalb.
Make your left turn.
Diamond 107 Tango X-ray, turning left crosswind for runway 27 DeKalb. taking off behind us.
Yeah, it's 210 Centurion.
DeKalb County, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray, turning left downwind for runway 27 DeKalb.
How do you feel about the spacing?
A little far away, I think, this
Just
time.
a little bit, so we can kind of ease our way back in there.
Vietnam traffic zone 101 Tango is at 3,000 feet, about 10 miles to the east of the airfield. Maneuvering at 46,000 in about 3 minutes.
There you go, power first.
101.
DeKalb County, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray, turning left base for runway 27 DeKalb.
Lower your nose so we don't hear that horn.
DeKalb County, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray, turning final for runway 27 DeKalb.
Tango Delta,
And let's carry just a little more altitude on this one so we don't come in so low and flat. And a little bit of power, I see us sinking pretty quick. We're going to get on target and then too low if we don't change anything. There you go. And bring me back to the center line. We need to come to the right. Okay, leave the nose where it's at, but bring the power to idle. Let it come down. Let it come down. There you go. Now gently pull, hold it. Hold it off, hold it off, hold it off. There you go. You started to feel it this time, I can tell. Bring me back to the center line. I've got your flaps. Little right rudder. And go ahead and go full power. Let's go around. And as you rotate, a little more right rudder. Right rudder, right rudder, right rudder. There you go. That way we don't end up off on the left side of the runway. I think we made some progress there. I could tell you were feeling it that time, that as we were flaring. Did it feel better to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
DeKalb County, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray, turning left crosswind for runway 27, DeKalb. DeKalb County, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray, turning left base, correction, left downwind for runway 27, DeKalb.
This time I'm going to have you spend extra time focusing on the sight picture out front, because sometimes if you wait to see the airspeed indicator, it's a little too late. So I want to try and look outside and get a real comfortable feel for that sight picture on final. Man, it's a pretty day.
Yeah, it is.
And not all the ponds reflect the clouds and the sun, and I haven't seen sun like that for a long time. All right, we're off a beam our touchdown point.
Benton Harbor traffic, 101 and our Tango 10 mile final runway 28 Benton Harbor.
There we go. We can let that nose stay down. We want to be at 80, so this is about right here. So we start that left turn. We'll be going for 70.
DeKalb County, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray, turning left base for runway 27, DeKalb.
Clear on final.
DeKalb County, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray, turning final for runway 27, DeKalb.
It's showing us a little low, so if we add some power, get back on target, and let's bring it back to the right. There you go. Still looking for 60 to 65. Now we're going to work on the center line this time, bring it all the way over here to the right. As you come back to idle, keep the nose down. All the way to idle. Hold it here, hold it here. Now gently pull, look at the end of the runway, look at the end of the runway. Hold it up there towards it, bleed off your speed, hold it here for a minute. A little higher, a little higher, a little higher, there you go. So we're still in the left side, but you got that timing back. We're going to back taxi on this one, so you can start to slow it down. We need a little right aileron to make sure we keep that wing down. And the thing I tell people is try and be at a walking speed when you make the turns. The airplanes aren't really designed to make turns very well.
DeKalb County, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray, clear of all runways, taxiing Alpha to the end of 27, DeKalb.
Alright, so take a right turn and talk to me. How did it feel?
A little bit better.
Starting to feel it. So you've got the steps down. We're just working on that timing. When we're coming into land, where are you focusing? Where are your eyes?
Kind of right at the front of the plane.
Yeah, so I think I've noticed you're kind of looking a little too close. Once you get in that flare, look out at the end and just bring that nose up towards that horizon, and then you can just bleed off that speed until you touch down. You can play the game of don't touch, don't touch, don't touch, and see how long you can hold it off.
Yes, I'm always worried I'm going to hit the tail.
Yeah, on this plane, it's pretty hard to hit the tail on landing. You can do it on takeoff if you haul back on it, but you don't have to worry about hitting the tail on a normal flare. As long as you're being smooth with it, it won't hit. And a lot more likely is that you bounce that nose gear by not having the nose high enough. I can't believe how many turkeys there are out here. I was telling Jim there were 7 or 8 up at Kendallville last week. Today we saw them at Warsaw and at Plymouth. The deer, the turkeys, the coyotes, everybody's out today.
I was glad she was the only one.
They just need a German Shepherd out here to help chase them away.
Well,
your dog can collect a paycheck.
hey, I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, and then you can, be the steward of it to make sure it goes towards food and everything. We can use the same checklist here at the hold short line. Well, on this one, why don't we depart to the south, and then we'll do one more at Smithfield.
Okay.
Sound good?
DeKalb County, Diamond 107 Tango, X-ray departing runway 27, will depart to the south. DeKalb.
All clear on final. On your takeoffs, you're nice and smooth, and then right when we go to rotate, we go left because you need just slightly more right rudder. But overall, you're doing a good job holding the center line as you roll out.
You have to tell Phil that because he makes fun of me for going left.
Does he?
Which is bad.
So we're pretty much on it. A little bit more right rudder. There you go. Now it's perfect. And now when you rotate, now we're straight on the center line. When does Phil see you flying?
He watched one of my videos.
Oh. I'll tell him he's got to come try it before he can critique.
Yeah. Thing definitely does get up in the air quicker.
It does. Got a lot of property over here. And we are actually not even at our best speed. If you raise that nose more and get to 68, it'll get 1,100 feet a minute. There's no sense in doing a giant climb just to come back down again, so let's use either 1,800 or 2,000.
Okay. Go ahead and turn to the south.
Yeah.
DeKalb County, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray will be turning left crosswind, departing to the south. DeKalb. They're saying thank you.
So I always tell people when you turn south, you can look for the buildings of downtown, and if you head a little bit to the right of those, that's going to take you straight towards Smithfield. We'll keep following the interstate, but we'll keep it on our left. It looks like pretty much all the lakes have melted now. I don't see any ice.
No, it looks nice.
You see the big fat water tower on the right?
Yep.
Then there's a skinny water tower.
Yep.
If you head towards the skinny water tower, that pretty much points you right back at Smithfield.
Oh, we need to change the radios back, don't we?
Yeah, it's a good time. You know, I would start listening to the weather now.
DeKalb County, Centurion 4913 uniform is 5 to the west. We'll be entering left downwind for 27 DeKalb.
Wind 270 at 6 knots. Peak gusts 13 knots. Visibility more than 10. Sky condition broken at 6,000. Temperature 6 Celsius. Dew point -6 Celsius. Altimeter 3035 inches of mercury.
Traffic on 58 Zulu is a 4-mile left base runway 27.
Smithfield Airport. Automated weather observation 2013 Zulu. Wind 260 at 7 knots.
Okay, what are you thinking?
Try 3-1 still.
Okay, so 27 is exactly between the two, but then that last one did say 26. So technically it's closer to 23, but
okay.
Either one would be fine.
I'm all right with 2-3 too.
All right.
I'm okay with 2-3.
So we've got the radio here. If you want to know your distance, how do you get to the nearest page? Do you remember on the Garmin?
We're in this one, the
big
one.
knob all the way to the right. All the way to the right as far as it goes, and we're 5.4 north. So that way we have something to tell them. We're 5 miles north for left traffic 23.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond 107, Tango X-rays, 5 miles to the north, landing a left, entry for runway 23, Smithfield.
You see the airport there?
Cessna 84 Mike Kilo.
Straight ahead?
6 miles east of...
Let's go ahead and head towards the right. That way we have enough room to make our traffic pattern. We'll do the upwind, crosswind, we'll go all the way around. I did hear that last radio frequency was pretty muffled, but it sounded like somebody was calling maybe 3-1. So we'll keep listening. We can head kind of towards the antennas. That'll give us enough room to make a decision if we want to use 3-1 or 2-3.
There they are.
You're right.
Just took off.
Just took off on 3-1. So maybe we'll use 3-1 as well. We can just follow them in on the crosswind.
Okay.
So our pre-landing checks, the gumps check, but we didn't turn anything off, so we're still good. You can glance over here, make sure your engine gauges are good. Sometimes these oil pressures start to peel off because they get grit in the lines. So that's it's always good to be checking oil pressure, but this is the only plane I've actually had it ever not be perfect. You have to like blow out the lines and then it's always fine.
Glare on that windshield.
Yeah. Alright, I lost that other traffic, but they should be turning downwind soon, and then we will announce that we're in crosswind. And you're pretty much at traffic pattern altitude. I like it.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray entering a left crosswind for runway 31, Smithfield.
And that's fine. I would probably call and just let them know I'm 2 miles north, because we're not really on crosswind.
Okay.
Like if I was sitting on the runway and you called crosswind, I'd be looking for you at crosswind.
Okay.
Whereas now I'm really kind of like 2 miles north.
A little premature.
Planning crosswind. You see the other airplane? I don't see him yet.
I don't see him.
Okay.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond 6 Delta Charlie, turning base, runway 31.
There's home sweet home.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond 6 Delta Charlie, turning.
Go ahead and turn downwind.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray turning left downwind for runway 31, Smithfield. There he is, I see him on final.
Alright, and we want to make sure our traffic pattern's comfortable. We don't want to drift towards the runway any farther, so let's get our nose back out to the right. Must have flown a giant pattern. Almost looks like it's going to rain over here. That cloud's starting to dip down towards the ground.
Downwind, 27, for the course.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond 6 Delta Charlie is going around.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray turning left base for runway 31, Smithfield.
And Peru traffic, Tomahawk 9 Tango is leaving.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray turning final for runway 31, Smithfield.
We're fast and low, so first raise that nose, get yourself up to that 60 to 65, and if you need a little power, go ahead and do it, and we'll bring ourselves back to the center line.
Too high.
Go ahead and bring it back to idle, it'll come down. Hold it here. Now gently raise the nose, look out at the end, look out at the end, hold it up, hold it up, hold it up. Woo! Hold it up, bleed off your speed, look out at the end. To let it settle. Nose up, nose up. There you go. Kind of let the nose fall there at the very last.
Yep.
Charlie turning base, runway 31.
We'll exit at the intersection, it'll give them enough time anyway.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray back taxiing runway 5, Smithfield.
Go ahead and raise your flaps. That helps keep us more stable. Doesn't it look like it's starting to rain up there?
Yeah.
And on the Pipers and such, you have to like wait, but this you can just raise them all the way. You don't have to like wait for the light. It'll cycle all the way through. So it looks like we're running right up on 422, so we'll take it back and park it. This one reads a little low, but let's go ahead and put some fuel in it.
Okay.
Get it ready for the next person. It's probably right at half right now instead of slightly under.
Smithfield traffic, Diamond 107 Tango X-ray, clear of all runways on hotel taxi near the pumps.
So from my perspective, what I'm seeing is we just need a little bit more repetition and practice. Like you've got all the steps down, it's just getting that timing back. The last one at DeKalb was quite good. We weren't quite on center line, but your timing was fine. That one, what happens is you're pulling a little late, and then we hit it at the bottom of your pull, and then we settle back. So if we had just raised the nose 1 second earlier, it would have been right on the money. So we'll just keep working on some timing exercises. In fact, I think we'll go out and do a little bit of slow flight. Just practice some slow flight repeatedly until you're feeling a little more figure out, you can see where everybody keeps their key by seeing where they run their hands over the door. I think getting a little bit more slow flight practice will help you because the stall is really just, I mean, the flare is just a slow flight in a stall right over the ground.
Delta Charlie, preparing back taxi, runway 31.
You have fun?
Yeah.
All right. You say you were a little bit nervous at the beginning, but feeling better?
It is. I don't know does that nervousness ever go away?
I still get a little nervous. I mean, it keeps you alive, really. I mean, that's your way of making sure you don't do anything stupid. We got a shutdown checklist for you.
Throttles to idle, fuel pump off.